Hello and welcome to Juicy Scoop. I have a great show. My guest is Sophia Hutchins, who is best known as Caitlyn Jenner's girlfriend, life partner, just friend, manager. Well, we get all into it on the show, and really, she dropped a lot of juice and a very interesting girl. So I really enjoyed talking to her. You're going to like that. But we got lots of scoop going on, lots of good shows to discuss before we talk to Sophia. So just hot off the presses right now, there's a lot of controversy happening with Khloe Kardashian. She got left some angry tweets at the world, I guess, because some people are claiming she's pregnant with her second child with Tristan. She didn't really confirm or deny it, just basically saying this is why I don't deal with social media that much anymore. And but then also on this other gossip site, this woman is claiming that her 5-year-old child is also Tristan Thompson's child, and he has either neglected or not been aware and have not paid. So she went with Lisa Bloom to try to, take him to court or have some settlement. And she's posting all about that. And so the gossip sites are getting into this. I don't know if any of this is true or relevant, but it's kind of going crazy right now on the internet. And of course, I'll share more of my thoughts on this on Patreon. On the Friday episode of Patreon, you go to heathermcdonald.net, you click on Patreon, you guys get tons of content. Every single episode I've ever produced and put on there is commercial free, and you have access to all of them going on 2.5, almost 3 years now once you join the Patreon. So check it out. But what I also love this week is there's this really cute thing going on with moms and dads and their toddlers where they put a camera and they put a snack that their toddler loves in front of them, and they say, I'm going to let you have, 3 or 4 of these little yummy candies or gummies or fruit snacks, but you can't have any until I come back. And they leave them alone with the dish where the toddler could grab it. And it's so cute, and some of the kids follow the rules and some of them don't. And so Kylie tried it with her daughter, Stormy, who's just about 2, and it was so cute. And the little girl's like, patience, patience, oh, patience, because she wanted the candy so bad. So I decided to try and do the same thing with my sons who were unaware of the challenge and what I was doing. And I put it on my Instagram at Heather McDonald. It's very funny, the results. And I would just check it out because I'm putting out lots of content on there and to keep you guys sane during this time. But I think this one, basically, I think we've all regressed a little during the quarantine, myself included, but definitely my sons. And Stormy comes off as the much more mature child of the 3. So let's get into 90 Day Fiancé. All right, we only have, I think, maybe an episode left. They filmed the reunion on Zoom, and some of it has been leaked of what's going down. One of the things that's been leaked that we're going to see is that baby girl Lisa, as you know, she's with Usman, and she's very jealous, and that's the way she talks, and she is Soulja Boy's wife, and any bitch that wants to come in and mess with me is going to get in trouble. And I don't believe they're together anymore because the clip I saw that was either leaked by TLC or by somebody of the Zoom reunion is Soulja Boy / Usman, her husband, is not happy with baby girl Lisa. And he accuses her of using the N-word while addressing him. And they're not together in their Zoom. They're both on 2 different locations on Zoom along with the host. And she's just furious. And so I don't believe they're together anymore. We see Big Ed and Rosemarie, and they are now at the resort. He has told her that she needed to brush her teeth more. She needed to shave her legs. He claimed that he was afraid she was going to get an STD, so he wanted her tested. So they get to the resort, and the next morning he wakes up. He's like, I don't know where Rosemarie went. Well, he meets her while he's having a cup of coffee outside, and she comes up to him, and she is just like, Ed, I don't like you. I miss my son Prince. You are not nice to me. You embarrassed me 3 times. And no, I don't want to marry you. You not nice. You're not generous. No, I don't. No, America's not worth it. And she leaves. She's like, I miss my son Prince. And she leaves. And she's been going on the internet and saying really what an asshole he was and that he was fame hungry and everything. Meanwhile, Ed has gone viral. He has merch. He's loving life, but they're clearly not together anymore, which we saw because, again, things were leaked a few weeks ago, even before I interviewed him, which I couldn't bring up on the interview, that it appears that she is engaged or married to a woman. So maybe we'll know more on that. But that's where they end on this episode. Ash and Avery, who are he's the Australian that did the horrible dating presentation, which again, the internet sleuth has found that he has basically plagiarized another type of TED Talk dating speech where the guy says the same thing about how the man and women's brains are different and the male brain has boxes and there's all these different boxes and it's extremely specific and very close to what Ash said. And he bombed too in the seminar he gave. So Avery was like, ooh, this isn't good. And he took out his embarrassment on Avery and his girlfriend from America. And she goes to meet his ex-wife and their son Taj. And Avery really comes off super classy. She meets this woman and she's like, look, he's telling me that his ex is going to be fine with 10-year-old Taj coming back to America with us, but I can't imagine leaving my 10-year-old. So they have like a very nice mother-to-mother conversation. And of course the woman's not okay with her son leaving Australia and going to America with Ash. And she doesn't say anything bad about Ash, but she's basically like, yeah, good luck with him. Like, he can be excited and positive about things, and then he can also like crash and burn. And so they're not going to work out either, I guess. Now we all know about David, who I've been obsessed with, and he has so many collared shirts of different colors. A lot of people think he's wearing a hairpiece. I don't think he is. I think it's his own hair, but it's dyed. He's 60. He's been in love with this girl, Lana, for 7 years. He's doing an archaic way of communicating with her from like the 90s, where they have to go on a site and then translate. They don't talk on the iPhone. They don't talk on FaceTime. He's never seen her face talking. So everyone believed she doesn't exist. Also, he's went to go visit her now 4 times, and every time she's flaked, one which was filmed by the 90 Day Fiancé producers. So we're all convinced she's not real. He hires a detective in the Ukraine that meets with him, and he goes, she's on 8 different websites. She's obviously a scammer. Everyone in the Ukraine is like, yeah, there's a bunch of women that do these scams on Americans. He's like, says to the detective, you're fired. I don't believe you. Goodbye. He goes home to Las Vegas, talks to her again on the weird website, okay, where it's like 90s emojis, and she says, I will meet you again now. Now come back to the Ukraine. I'm going to meet you. So he packs up his bags. He leaves Las Vegas. He goes to the Ukraine, and he gets in there on a Friday, and he communicates her on the weird website, and she said, oh, sorry, I'm not going to be able to see you till Monday now because my nephew has a couple soccer games I need to attend. And he's like, I mean, I don't know. How much more am I supposed to take? I mean, this is the 5th time I'm trying to meet her over 7 years. But if her nephew has a soccer game, I guess it's a really important soccer game. I guess I'll just have to wait in the Ukraine. I'm only going to be here for 5 days, but I'll see her on the 4th day on Monday. Well, the final scene of the episode is her showing up. So she does exist. I think she also is a huge scammer, but she did show up, and we see in upcoming episode him getting on his knee and asking her to marry him. So meanwhile, the other girl, Yolanda, who's also in Las Vegas, who my son Drake really thought that the two of them should get together since they're both in Las Vegas and both, in their 50s and 60s. Her guy, Williams, she's still just absolutely perplexed why he's not communicating back with her and why his photo is the same photo that her children found to be a stock modeling photo. He never expressed that he was a model for stock photos. I don't know why he wouldn't tell me that, but it is so great. So we don't know what's going to happen with her. So there we go. So it's very good. And I was watching it with my son, Brandon, and he's starting to watch 90 Day Fiancé too. And when Rosemarie dumped Big Ed and he was walking around sad, my son said, well, at least he could never be strangled. Okay, leave it right there. All right, now we go to Vanderpump Rules. Well, last night's episode really was the one I've enjoyed the most. It felt very fun. Jaxs is back and he's losing his mind. And he's saying, I'm losing my mind. He says, he rage text everybody, okay, because he was mad that the new guy, Max, had a beach party. And instead of attending or saying, I don't want to go, somehow he took affront to the fact that the guy planned something at the beach. He lives in the valley now. He wants shit to happen in the valley, okay? So he's like, well, I'm having a pool party. None of you guys can come. Okay, now you can come. No, actually, I don't know if I want you to come. Okay, come. So meanwhile, Tom Sandoval, who's still butthurt from the back and forth, I don't want you to be my best man. You can be my best man. Well, maybe you're not the best man, but I'll let you be a groomsman. Now I don't want you to come to the wedding at all. He and Ariana are just like annoyed by it, of him with his rage texting. And I think Katie goes, why don't you guys just have your own party? You have a beautiful pool too. So they decide to have a pool party the same hot, blistering day in the valley at the same time that Jaxs and Brittany are planning their pool party in the afternoon with lots of drinking, lots of, the pools are very nice. They're not large. So one or two of those, like, swan things take up the whole pool, but they were ready to have some fun. Well, Brittany finds out that there's a competing pool and she's like, oh my God, Jaxs! Why do you have to be so crazy? Why do you have to rage text people? Now no one's want to go to our pool party. Now we've got two competing pool parties. And she has this one moment with Ariana where they're like folding clothes for the Covenant House, which by the way is a great charity, which I've been involved with for years. But anyway, she says, and Lisa Vanderpump goes, oh, what's going on with this competing pool parties in the valley, girls? What's happening? And Brittany, who has never gotten in a fight with anybody, still maintains her cool and says to Ariana, who is Tom Sandoval's live-in girlfriend, she's like, I love you, Ariana, but I'm sorry. This is Tom Sandoval's issue. I mean, why would you try to have a competing pool party when you know how much I've been looking forward to having a pool party? I love you to death, but I mean, this is, I don't get it. And then Ariana goes, well, Katie suggested it. So then she texts Katie and she's like, Katie, and she also calls her, Katie, I can't believe that you suggested having a competing pool party the same time you knew we were having a pool party. And I mean, it's really heartbreaking because you rage text all the time. So you should know, as one rage texter to another, you should forgive Jaxs for rage texting everyone. And Katie's like, when have I ever rage text anyone? I mean, maybe once at 3 a.m. And her husband, Tom Schwartz, is like, well, it's a little more often than that. And she just shoots him a look. And he's like, it doesn't happen anymore. And meanwhile, business side, Tom is doing great. Lisa Vanderpump comes with her husband, who is Ken, and their CEO, the Jigster, and they present to them a check. They've made their profits back. And it's very rare that you have a restaurant that actually makes the investment back. And we're going to open the garden next door. And I said to the Toms, I'd like to keep it going. If you'd like to reinvest your $50,000 each, you can be part of the garden too, or I can just give you a check right now and you can be on your way to your pool party. So they decide, no, let's stick with the Vanderpump machine, keep it going. I do have to feel like, I heard the reunion is amazing from a few people, but also James said it on Andy Cohen last night. Of course, they do it on Zoom. But oh my gosh, we got really bad news coming this way in LA County, and it doesn't look good that we're opening up anytime soon as far as restaurants. So I feel really bad for the Toms, the Vanderpumps, anyone in the restaurant deal. It's not, I don't know, maybe we can change it. Who knows? But I can imagine the stress of that and then being quarantined. I think some shit's going to go down on this Zoom reunion. So the party is here. And meanwhile, Jaxs has been working out like crazy because he says his brain is broken. He said, just like a sprained ankle, I have a sprained brain, and people should just accept that sometimes I disinvite them to parties, but still don't want them to have a competing party. Why can't anybody get that? I don't get it. So Brittany's like, we're going to have our party. That's it. So there's this moment where it's just sad. She's rolling the burgers. It's a hot afternoon. Way too many pool toys, way too few of people. He hired some bartenders, 3 bartenders. He drops off some of his drinks to them. And he goes, there's only going to be 8 people here. So, I don't know. Meanwhile, we go over to Tom and Ariana's, which is way more happening because they already hired DJ James Kennedy. Raquel is there. Charlie, the new girl, is there. Dana, the new girl. Danica, new girl. Let's see, Peter, the manager, he got an invite. Katie and Tom are there. And then a bunch of other people that have they're not G-string bikini bottoms, but they're like 2 ass cheeks with just like a heavy V. You know what that, do you wear those, Kelly? It's okay if you do. If you're a nice ass, I say go for it. Everyone has their ass cheeks out, but it's not like a gross G-string from 1990. But you take your bikini and you just shove it up your ass cheeks. And then there were lots of twerking happening, lots of drinking. And Ariana's a little annoyed with Lala because Lala and Randall are staying loyal to Jaxs and Brittany. Also because Randall got this huge water slide that is way too big for their pool, to the point where they showed Lala going down the water slide and they had to put another floaty device at her feet because she might have literally fallen onto the grass because the pool's not large. So at that party, it's only Lala. I didn't see Randall. We've only got, who else is there? Just Jaxs and Max. No, not Max. Brett comes. He's the new guy. And God, I think that could be it. I don't know that anybody else came. Oh, Stassi and Beau came. Okay, Stassi and Beau came. Okay. And then Stassi has a heart-to-heart with Jaxs. And he goes, I don't know what my problem is, Stassi. Maybe I've just spent my last 40 years just caring about everybody else and taking care of everybody else and worrying about everybody else's happiness. And they show Stassi's face, and she's like, I don't know if that's the problem. I don't know if you've always put everybody ahead of yourself. So that was kind of funny. But they show some funny video of his party just looking really sucky, with him just taking a lap in his pool with 1 ducky and her trying to make the burgers by herself. Why is she flipping the burgers, Brittany? So I liked the episode. Sheena couldn't make it because she had to do some pickups for her music video shoot, which again, you guys, if you've not seen it, I did an incredible Barbie video that Kelly, I didn't know that she used to work in music videos, but apparently she did because she put this video together, and it's Sheena's music video reenacted with the Barbies, and it's very sexy, pornographic. I don't think it's for your children, okay? But no one was hurt in the shooting of this Barbie video, but someone might have gotten pregnant. That's all I want to say. So I'm excited about that reunion. Another great reunion on Zoom, which I knew would be good, was Real Housewives of Atlanta. They're all dressed in white. Andy's in the middle, and shady, shade, shade, shade. Kenya, who hasn't gotten along with Nene, I don't know, ever. She says, you look like a white woman from White Chicks. You look like a white woman in drag, like someone from White Chicks. Again, don't mean to make it about myself, but as you know, if you follow me, I wrote on White Chicks. I appeared in it. I was very flattered by that and somewhat agree. Now, Portia's very pissed at Eva, the newer girl who's a model, because Eva said that Portia's daughter looked like Dennis, her fiance, in a bow, with a bow on her head. People were like, I don't know why that's mean. Do you love Dennis or not? Your daughter really does resemble your husband. The baby's very cute. But clearly she doesn't think Dennis is that cute because she got very pissed by that statement, which makes no sense. But then she said the best thing, because everyone's showing their titties way out and everyone had cleavage. And Portia says, oh, you, Eva, with your titties. Well, at least your titties are following the social distancing rules. Look at Eva's titties. And meaning they were far apart. And it's going to be great. We have a couple more episodes of that coming up on Sunday. I suggest you watch it just for the snarky remarks. Pretty entertaining. Also on Real Housewives of Potomac, which has been shot and in the can, and it was pushed back a little. The juiciest thing about that place is there's this one couple named Ashley and Michael Darby. Ashley's a very beautiful young girl. I think she's maybe 30. She's married to a guy in his late 50s who's white and from Australia. And he's divorced with a couple kids that we never see, but they're married, and there's been a lot of controversy around him. There was rumors from a couple of reunions ago that some blogger found him on a dating site, a male, and they had a rendezvous in London. He denied it. There was no real proof of it, though there was some stuff very suspicious, some receipts, as they would say. Then last season, there was a big controversy that he may have grabbed the buttocks or the penis of a cameraman at a party. The cameraman then filed charges, but then dropped them, the cameraman of the Bravo TV show. So that was real juicy. He denied it. They got away with it. She got pregnant, had their baby. And now this just came out on a website called Bossip. It's video of a man that looks allegedly very much like Michael Darby on what appears to be a hotel bed, talking to what sounds to be a woman, saying that he would like her to slap his ass. And then she says something like, "Why can't we go to your house?" and is annoyed. And but Ashley's posting, "We're all good. Get ready for the season. You're going to see this." So who knows how they're going to explain that, what's been leaked. But a lot of people have said that Real Housewives of Potomac has not gotten the accolades that it should. And I know I'm ready to watch that one. So anyway, I'm very excited for you guys to listen to this interview with Sophia Hutchins. Very smart, interesting girl, juicy background, lives with Caitlyn Jenner, knows all the Kardashians, and yeah, talks about Brody's wedding and why she and Caitlyn didn't attend Brody Jenner's wedding. Gets into a lot of juice about her life, as well as a very interesting business adventure that I was quite impressed with. So let's listen, and there's more on this too, my thoughts and some other things, which of course will be on Patreon. So you go to heathermcdonald.net for that. And here we go with Sophia Hutchins.